Perfect. Thank you, Anna. Good afternoon. My name is Heather Miller, and we will get started. Thank you for joining us today. I know we're going to be just starting a little late, but we will get back on it and hopefully be able to get everything in. Today, you are here joining us to learn a little bit about making healthier choices with our Vaping Know the Truth course. And let me see. Anna, if you want to go to the next slide. Perfect. For those that are here, you can scan this code and enter your email address, and that will actually allow you to have access to all of the slides and additional support through EVERFI. One of the main things that you're going to learn today is that EVERFI hopes to become a partner with you in your classroom. We don't just drop off curriculum and run the other way. We are literally there to help support in any questions or issues you may have along the way. So go ahead and scan that QR code, or my tech support, Anna Urban, and deck provider here is going to put that in the link as well. And if you want to go on to the next slide, since we have that link in there, my name is Heather Miller, and unfortunately, you will not get to see all the glitz and glam of what else is happening on this slide because you have to open it in the app and not online. Fun fact there. But I am located in Kansas City, Missouri. And what you're currently not seeing is that I used to be a high school business teacher, and I graduated from Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri, and then was an educator for many years in secondary, adult, and higher education. I joined EVERFI in 2016. And so my job is to really partner with schools and teachers. We facilitate professional developments, ongoing support for all of you, and then we get to share that data back at the end of every school year. I like to say I've been married for over 26 years because I can never really remember how many years it is. But we have two kids. One, Zane, is a freshman at Iowa State studying aerospace, and then Ella is my eighth grader, and she wants to be a dermatologist. It was a marine biologist until this webinar, and she switched it last night. So wanted just to highlight those two things about my kiddos and about who I am. I am on our education success specialist team, and so my job is to really help in any way that we can. And Anna is part of our district lead team, and Anna is available for basically any districts to work with. We partner with you and really make sure that our resources are embedded within your curriculum in one fall little step there. All right, Anna, take us to the next slide. All right, so today this is going to be our quick agenda. We're going to have an overview of EVERFI. We're going to explain the why of EVERFI, Vaping Know the Truth. We're going to dive into that course and take a little bit more of a bigger look. And then we will walk you guys through on how to get started and then have some time for Q&A. Please feel free to put any questions in the chat, as Anna will be able to answer those throughout, but then also during that Q&A, we'll go back to that as well. Amazing. Thank you. All right. So how do you get started on EVERFI? There are a couple different ways. Your district might be single sign-on, or if not, you can access our learning platform by going to everfi.com/new teacher, and that will take you into your EVERFI account by setting that up. If you already have an EVERFI account, you may please go in and open it up and then click on that login. And what we're going to have you do is kind of work alongside us with that as well. Amazing. So everfi.com/new teacher. All right. So one of the things that we really like to make sure that all of us feel comfortable in, and where we kind of start, is in the chat. If you feel comfortable, please type in from 0, which would be our fist, to 5. So 0 is our fist, to 5, of how familiar you are with EVERFI. How familiar are you with EVERFI? 1 or 0 being I've never heard of you guys, start at the beginning. 5 is I'm a pro, Heather. I could probably do this presentation for you. Awesome. Amazing. All right. I like, Some people might be like, oh, zeros. But to me and Anna, that means that you are about to experience the EverFi love, is what we like to call it. So no worries. Hopefully by the end of this, you are going to feel prepped and ready to go and literally can use EverFi as soon as you hang up from your Zoom call. So even tomorrow, you could do it. All right, so this is perfect. So let me tell you just a little bit about our company and where it all started. So we really try to make sure that we're hitting the whole child learning and preparing students for the real world. We have been around since 2008, started as a financial education company, and then have branched out now into health and career, a lot of different health and wellness courses. Obviously, Vaping Know the Truth is going to be one of those courses that we talk about. But the biggest thing that we love to pat ourselves on the back is that we are completely free of charge for any educator. And the way we do that is we have sponsors throughout that pay for schools to have access. I'm going to showcase just a little bit about that in a couple slides. But EverFi is really just kind of here as a partner. All of our stuff is supplemental. So as you get into our EverFi platform, you're going to see a whole lot of different resources, and you have access to every single one of those, again, completely at no cost. All right, Anna, amazing. What are the benefits of using EverFi? So we have a library of about 40 ready-made digital courses that cover everything, like I said, from career readiness, career education, to health and wellness, to financial literacy. Alongside all of our digital resources, we have downloadable student activities and planning resources. Again, everything available at no cost. There is in our system pre and post data. So everything that the students go in, they take a pre-test, and then you're able to see that post-test afterwards. And then you can really understand and acknowledge how much growth did actually occur. When I was teaching, I would have used EverFi as like a pre-test. So I would have used EverFi as that base knowledge, and then used all of the different topics and all of the different conversations in my classroom to really kind of develop what the stronger side points of all of that. One of the awesome things that we get to do here at EverFi, every single school year, we have around $300,000 in college saving scholarships that are offered to students K through 12. So you're going to hear a little bit about some of those scholarships, but we have a whole dedicated web page that kind of acknowledges that. And here at the end, you're actually going to be able to download our scholarship toolkit as well, which also helps you along the way. Amazing. So our impact in Illinois, we have currently, when this was pulled, 810 schools currently participating, 1,699 teachers implementing, and around 176,000 students that participate in one of those 40 different programs. Some of the other sponsors that are listed out at the bottom are Accounting Plus. They do our career readiness course called uh, Accounting Careers, Limitless Opportunities. Our Truth Initiative, which is the one we're going to be talking about today, which is Vaping Know the Truth, is actually co-sponsored by the Illinois Attorney General. And so we have a scholarship exclusively for your state right now. Edward Jones sponsors our marketplaces. The NFL sponsors our character playbook and understanding mental wellness and our 306 program. And then our One Main Financial is sponsored by, they sponsor our Build resources. So as you can see, a lot of different partners. And the key thing here is these partners are partnering with EverFi to say, hey, we want to give our schools, our communities, our teachers, and our students the ability to really make a difference in these students' lives. And here's the way we're going to be able to do it. I like to say they write us the check and we do all the heavy lifting. And so with that, we'll dive into the why of EverFi. Why do we do what we do? And more importantly, what kind of problems are we solving? These are just a broad spectrum of the needs that we see not only for education, but for students as well. You You can kind of see a couple of the different things. 1 in 4 people worldwide will experience a mental health issue in any given year. 1.7 trillion of outstanding student loan debt. 9% of students from low income communities graduate from college. So these are some of the different stats of why we do what we do here at EVERFI. The one that we're really going to hone in today is the one that has that purple background that says 6.2 million young people are using some type of tobacco product. 31.2, keep that stat in your mind. It might come back a little bit later, of high school students, and 12.5 of middle school students have started some sort of tobacco product. So our Vaping Know the Truth is really going to be our initiative to kind of help support, hopefully, the pre-education, so these high school and middle school students do not approach that vaping or cigarettes. Teen vaping is, as you can see, kind of on the rise. And so one of the things we are going to talk about during this course and today is what some of the side effects. One of the best things I love about our course is it really breaks it down for those students. So they're going to get to see everything that is involved and every chemical that is going into those e-cigarettes. And then also some of those long-term and short-term health effects that are kind of at least somewhat coming out. And then that secondhand exposure. So secondhand smoke has more than 7,000 chemicals, including more than 100 toxins. So we're kind of like hoping that if we can showcase this information to our teens, that they can make more informed, better decisions for a healthier life. All right, this is when we're going to put you all on the spot. What percentage of teens have tried cannabis by 12th grade? Put your answer in the chat. Is it A, 5%, B, 12%, C, 27%, or D, 33%? Got some D's, C. Okay, it's a wide range. I like it. Anybody want to go for an A so no A, B, or C, D gets left out? All right, Anna, let's give them the answer. The answer is 1 in 3 teens have tried cannabis by 12th grade. So this is, again, one of those things that we are really hoping that this resource can help educate those students and have them understand what it truly means and maybe what's the reasoning why they feel like they have to go to try cannabis or try that vaping. All right, you guys did good. Did good on that one. All right, so I said earlier those stats might come back, but here again, 31% of 12th graders report using cannabis within the past 12 months. 27% of 12th graders report using vaping or nicotine within the past 12 months. And 52% of 12th graders who report using alcohol within the past 12 months. I like to say that this is one of those things that we don't cover in our Vaping Know the Truth course, but don't worry, we have an alcohol education course that you have access to when you have access to the EVERFI platform. All right, you guys did pretty good on the first question. Let's see how you do on this question. Until what age is the brain typically still developing? A, 18, B, 21, C, 25, or D, 30? My son is 19 and he would definitely say A. But yes, lots of C's. All right. Yes. Love it. All right. The answer is research has definitely shown that that age, it's still developing around right up to that age 25. So the hope again is that we get into the heads and really have them have all of that information because until the age of 25, they're still not 100% there. So and maybe some of us after the age of 25, right? All right, Anna, take us to the next one. All right, so I've been taunting all of the different things that happens within our Vaping Know the Truth, but let me give you some more information about this course. Our Vaping Know the Truth is for grades 8 through 12. There are 6 digital lessons that last anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes each. We're going to do a little bit more of a dive into those, courses and lessons here in a few seconds. The curriculum fit can be any place that you can get a hold of these middle school or high schoolers. So it doesn't have to be in the curriculum fit that we see, but some of the best places we feel are health, advisory, homeroom, life skills. Again, any place that you think you can get in front of students and get them into this course and have them understand. This is one of our courses that is actually available in Spanish as well. And the students simply toggle on between English and Spanish, and they're able to have their screen completely go in Spanish for them. Amazing. We are going to dive into a couple of the different lessons here. So our lesson 1 is no. This is going to give the students a little bit of a history lesson on tobacco and nicotine and the ingredients presented in common e-cigarettes. You will notice in the middle of the screen that you're seeing glimpses of this course as I talk through this. But each one of these different slides will have a little bit of about a 50-second little tour of what this course actually looks like. Within the course, students really are going to be clicking, they're going to be dragging, there's going to be different activities that the students need to complete. And most of the time, there is a small little story about someone telling them either why that they went to vaping or why the knowledge information is currently there. This is one of those different activities where they're clicking and dragging and taking a guess or at least going through the knowledge that they've kind of gotten. Next slide is our lesson 2, which is going to be our uncover. This happens to be one of my favorite courses because or lessons because I was a business teacher. And as a business teacher, I would have taught about the marketing scheme that a lot of these companies are now using. And so, Anna, it doesn't look like it's playing the slide. Oh, maybe it is now.
Sounds like this one's glitching a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So it's really going to take those students through all of the different marketing tactics. One of the things that they're going to learn about that I love, that's now on the screen there, is the replacement customers. So it talks about how the tobacco companies actually have targeted replacement customers because something's happening to their current customers. Either they are quitting or they are passing away. And so that's one of the different highlights that we kind of go in and teach those students about all of the different things that kind of go along with that. With that one, we'll go ahead, to our lesson 3. Our lesson 3 is about overcoming. So this is going to start with lessons about addiction and dependence. A lot of times, these students don't understand that one puff is all it takes, and then that addiction starts. And so this actually goes through all of the different cycles that they may be experiencing with all of that, the dependence and then that addiction. This is another little opportunity that the students get to decide, like, is it more likely or less likely in order for the smoking and all of that to occur? There's also something in here that they recognize the physical effects associated with nicotine use. So it starts to teach them what's happening to our body and within our body as they're taking each one of those doses of nicotine or tobacco. Our lesson 4, I keep trying to hit it, Anna, too, and I'm like, okay, that's not on my screen. Our lesson 4 is all about change. So we are really focusing in here on self-care and how to quit, but also understanding what some of those misconceptions are. We are trying to teach these students that nicotine is actually a very addictive substance, and the vaping that goes along with that is right alongside it. So just because that the marketing shows that it's safer, we're trying to really teach them actually that nicotine in that vape is actually more powerful than those cigarettes truly are. And so you'll see just a little bit of the course as we go through here, but it's really about how to seek out help, how to get recommendations, and utilizing those support services that are around us. This video here for Christina, she showcases her reasonings why she started to lean a little bit more on electronic cigarettes and what that was like. And then she talks about her reasonings why that she needed or was able to step away from that with all of that self-care. And then we'll go to lesson 5. Lesson 5 is explore. Educators, we heard you. This resource here actually stopped at lesson 4. And our educators were saying to EVERFI, listen, we need more on cannabis. And so we heard all of the requests coming in. And so we really took that opportunity to shine and say, all right, lesson 5, we've got you covered. So in lesson 5, you're going to be learning a little bit about cannabis, the health effects, risk, and consequences of using that, and then also the co-use of nicotine and cannabis together. We're hopefully going to have a focus on debunking those common misconceptions about cannabis use with facts and data. This is one of the lessons that students are taking a guess. Is it not proven effective or it has been proven effective? And then they go through the risk of different cannabis. So, risk of early use, impacts on academic performances, truth about addiction. And so we're really trying to break it down for them in all of the different levels and all of the different keywords that they're going to be learning through these different lessons. Each one of these lessons, again, are about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes in length, and do have that pre and post survey embedded within. And then our lesson 6 is choose. So here is where we are really trying to make a focus of, hey, your point of view really matters and what you can be doing in making those healthy decisions to take better care of yourselves. So it starts with the self-care and making sure they understand those keywords of self-care, self-indulgence, and then that peer pressure. And we use those 3 little taglines throughout the entire lesson as they go through there. Truly just making sure they have as much information they can in order to make those healthier choices and maintain and improve their physical and mental health. All right. That was quick, a lot of me talking. Are there any questions about those 6 lessons before we move on to how to get some access to this? All right, Anna, let's show them some additional offline lessons. So within your EVERFI platform, you can go into details of Vaping Know the Truth course, and there are going to be curriculum guides, lessons, resources, and student activities that are already created for you. I like to say EVERFI can't give you a break, but we can sure give you a breath. Yeah, Anna, if you don't mind, I think that would be awesome if you can do that because this is when I actually had planned on going live into the platform.
Give me 1 second. We are going to pull up our dashboard so that you all can work alongside us. I'm going to pull that down. Did that screen sharing come down, Heather?
It did.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to get the
Well,
teacher
yep.
dashboard.
While Anna's pulling up that quick demo, again, apologize for the technical difficulties here, but again, technology works great when it's here and when it's all working live. One of the big things that we can focus in on is the fact that we do have that $3,000 scholarship available for Illinois students. So it is $3,000 per student. We're going to be giving away 10 of those. And this is what our course looks like. Anna, do you want to
Yeah,
talk? You want me
I'm
to?
happy to.
Perfect. Go
Before
ahead.
we jump in, I just want to get a quick check. If anyone in the chat was able to successfully set up their teacher account, will you just drop a yes in the chat for us? And if you didn't yet, you can go ahead and drop a no, and then we can help you individually get your account. So either drop a yes, okay, great, I'm seeing some yeses.
Yes.
So maybe you all are already experts, but in case, you're still learning and you want to just have me walk you through it, I'm going to show you what it looks like to utilize our educator account. And also we can show you about the scholarship that's available to Illinois students in here. So if you didn't yet get your account set up, feel free to say no or message Heather privately saying no. There's no embarrassment. It's everyone's first time, so we don't expect you to be experts yet. This is your teacher dashboard. This is kind of like your command center for using EVERFI. And I'm here on the Explore Courses tab, which is our full catalog of courses. Like we mentioned earlier, you can access any single thing you see in here free of charge thanks to our sponsors. So if there's educators at your school who would maybe be interested in something like our Black History course, our accounting course, we have a brand new course about STEM careers that just came out. You are welcome to use any and all of these at any time with students. For the purpose of today, I'm going to filter out using this topic button just our health and wellness resources. It will load and it will take a second here and it's going to filter out anything that's not considered a health and wellness resource from EVERFI. Once you're here, you can scroll down. These are in alphabetical order. You can scroll down and see the Vaping Know the Truth course and press the details button. From here, you're going to have lots of extra information about the course. You're going to see the U.S. National Standards Alignment. This is aligned to the National Health Standards. You're going to scroll down. You can see our curriculum guide. Heather mentioned the offline lesson plans. Those are available as well. Those are printable PDFs. We have assessment keys. As Heather mentioned, every module will have a post-assessment for students. You might not be an expert yourself. Vaping is a relatively new product, so we know that not everyone knows everything about vaping. Please use the assessment keys as students are working through the test. We have additional resources like the content line, a parent letter, just in case you want to inform families that your students will be accessing this information. We have different partnerships with organizations like Pear Deck and Kahoot, where you can extend the learning, student instructions, discussion guides. And then we even have fillable and printer-friendly student activities. These are designed to be used alongside the digital course. We recognize some students need something to write on as they're doing a digital program. Once you're ready, you want to take the next step, you have two options here. You have the preview button or the add to class. If you want to take a look at the course, that's just what Heather was showing earlier, you can press preview. Is my second tab opening here for you,
It
Heather? Like
is. Yes.
it's slowly adding.
Slowly opening.
Yeah, my computer has been really struggling today, so it might take a second. But this is what the course will look like. I think we mentioned this earlier, but just so you know, all of EverFi's courses are narrated for students. There's video learning, as you saw. So if you do have headphones, this would be a good time to have students access those headphones. It's kind of an a la carte learning style setting where students can see the different modules that are available. Once they start making progress, this bar will go up to 100%. And that's kind of what the course interface looks like. Once you're ready to get set up, all you do is press add to class. Since it's most people's here first time using EverFi, and give me a second to let it load. You will press create new class whenever it decides to let me do that. In the meantime, let us know if there's questions. I
For
promise it
those
doesn't
that
normally
are
load. Go
single
ahead.
sign-on through EverFi's platform, you are able to connect it directly to those students in those classes. So if your district is not single sign-on, then you'll have to do like a class code, but it's pretty easy with that. We are
I'm,
now seeing it now, Anna.
you're not seeing anything?
Yeah, no, we are now.
Oh,
It's
you are now.
grant class.
Okay. And for some reason, I'm not really able to select the create new class button right now. I think my computer is currently glitching a little bit. But once you're there, like Heather mentioned, you can assign it out to your students if you do have single sign-on. And if you don't, what will happen is a registration code will pop out for your students. So if you've ever used something like Kahoot, where students access the game via a registration code, it's exactly that same way. They only need to access the code once, plug it in on their screen, and then they will have continuous access to the course. It will self-save for them. They can even access it from home as long as they have a computer and Wi-Fi connection. Once you've got it set up, let me see. There it goes. Technology is just giving us a run for our money today. Here's the form I was referencing. Type in what you're going to name your class, when you're going to start the class. Something else that I'll mention here is you can bundle multiple courses together. So right now you are adding the Vaping Know the Truth course. If you'd like to add, for example, the alcohol education course that we referenced earlier, you can add that. We know that financial wellness is also a huge part of mental wellness. So perhaps you also want to add a financial education course for your students so that they can begin working on their finances. You might add the EVERFI financial literacy for high school, or maybe you're working with middle school students and you want our middle school course. Again, you can use all of them. Um, we don't, judge. You can choose whichever ones you want to use and save collection or save selection. Once that is finished loading, all you have to do is press create class, and that class is fully set up for your students, ready to go. And I will show you what it looks like to give that registration code to students now. Give me 1 second. After you've done that, you can click the My Classes tab. We're going to pretend that this was the one I just made. You see the registration code button here. This is what you will provide to your students so that they can access your courses. So again, you can access that code at any time in the My Classes registration code. I would just mention if your district does use Clever or ClassLink and you currently don't see our app on there, please reach out to us and we can get EVERFI added to your Clever or ClassLink. There is no cost associated with that. It makes it easier because you can assign these directly to your rosters if we do have that integration. Once your kids have begun working through the modules, you might want to see what they're up to. There's a grade book here. I have some test students in Future Smart, which is one of our financial literacy courses. You all can still see my screen?
We can.
Okay, it showed me that it just went away. Here's my test students, which are me and my husband, Scott. He's my test student. As you can see, Scott got, 100% besides 190% on all of the modules. Anna, she missed one module here, and we can click in and see, which questions did Anna get right or wrong. The selections that she made are just there. You can download the gradebook as a CSV. What else can we show, Heather? I can show the refer colleague button.
Yes, that's yep, that refer call a
Yeah.
colleague. Yes, I think that's and then the support as well.
Okay. Yeah. I would say if you are liking what you're seeing here and you think that other educators at your school or in your just personal network would find value in using EVERFI, you can get paid by being a referral person for EVERFI. You can put in the teacher's name and their email, put some information here, and you send the referral. If that teacher goes ahead and begins using EVERFI with their group of students, we will email you a Amazon gift card, I believe for $15. Is that correct, Heather?
Yes.
There is no limit to this. We've had teachers win, I don't know, a couple $100 giving referrals. Since all of you are new to EVERFI, I would assume that many of your colleagues may be too from whatever districts you're at. And we'd love for you to get a little kickback for sharing out about EVERFI to your friends and colleagues. A few other features we'll show. Support is on the top right. K-12 support. This is a real person. This is our colleague, Sean. It's not just some generated system. We will get back to you within 24 hours if you email us. So please do not struggle alone. If it's your first time and you'd like to get help with setting this up or you want to show someone at your school, email us and you can set up a time. You can also use the chat support feature, which is on the bottom. That will allow you to speak directly with someone as well. Heather mentioned the language button, but just to re-highlight, that's right here for teachers and students. And then the webpage that students go to type in the registration code is everfi.com/student. I just dropped that in the chat.
Perfect.
For those of us who are still on the call, if you don't mind just sharing what district you're joining us from so that we can, proactively reach out to you. If you can just drop in the chat, what districts are represented here today? We should have probably asked that at the top. I didn't even think to. What school districts in Illinois are you all from? Okay. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Kokomo Schools in Indiana?
It is.
Nice. And I
Yes.
see Bloomingdale, District 13,
Art.
Grant Park, Sunnybrook. Okay, people from all over the state and even Indiana represented. A private school in Elmhurst. Nice.
Awesome. Anna, do you want to pull up the
Oh, yep.
presentation and we'll go through the last few slides because I definitely want to
Yes.
make sure that we showcase that scholarship.
Let me find that. I I could, yeah, we need to showcase the scholarship. I completely forgot about that.
So
Um,
most of the time within our scholarships, there are actually like external sites that the students have to go to. So there has to be a little bit more of an effort. What we've done with this actual scholarship is we've embedded it within the actual program for the kiddos. So all they have to do is complete one lesson in that Vaping Know the Truth. It will be right there that they're able to put in their name and they will answer one question. That one question is, what was the most valuable thing you learned in Vaping Know the Truth course? And how do you plan to apply it in the future? Um, and that's just basically there so that we know that they did the course. Again, we're going to be awarding 10 Illinois students that scholarship of $3,000 and a 529 gift card. So $30,000 this school year. Um, Here's the catch. The deadline is approaching and approaching quickly. So the deadline is April 30th. Again, those lessons are only about 10 to 15 minutes long, and there are six of them lessons. But again, you only have to do that one lesson in order for them to get access to that scholarship. But I do want to highlight that that deadline is April 30th. So you still have time to get your students on and in this platform going. And then if we can go to the next slide as well. Actually, go two back. Right here. This is our scholarship toolkit that I had said at the very beginning. If you are interested, you can scan that. It's going to download that scholarship toolkit. It really showcases every single scholarship that EVERFI has. Again, we have over 300,000 that are $300,000 that are given out every school year. So this is just one of all of the different resources that have scholarships embedded within a lot of our programs. We went through a lot, but are there any questions that anyone has about EverFi or how we do what we do or anything along those lines? And if you'll go to slide 36, we should be just a few. It's kind of our what's next in summary, what's going on. Hopefully, you got a good understanding of EverFi. In summary, is like what's next for you. So explore those courses, make those recommendations on the courses, create your classes. There's that grade book, refer a colleague. And then that next step, if there's anything that you need or want, if you want to book a virtual launch with Anna or I, we are available to come into your classroom virtually, give a short little lesson. We have a great refusal skills workshop that we do. And then we get the students on vaping, understanding mental wellness, prescription drug safety, and alcohol EDU. Along those are the four courses that we kind of get going with. But if you have questions, we'll definitely stay on the next 9 minutes and answer any questions you may have. But you can always email us at k12support@everfi.com with any questions you have, or if you want to set up an individual training where we actually have you and us on the computer going through all of the different steps and what that looks like. We do that on a personal level as well. One of the things that I will showcase is in a lot of that information, there's going to be that scholarship tab when Anna was showcasing the teacher dashboard. This scholarship actually is not in the listed because it only is for the state of Illinois. So we were very careful on who was able to see that. But just know it does automatically pop up for your students once you're in there and once they are going through the program. Okay. Now we'll go to slide 37, Anna. Next slide. What's your comfort level now? We talked, most of you guys were at a 0. Well, how are you feeling now? Does EVERFI sound sweet? You're going to need it, but you want some more time to explore. Do you think you've got the basics? You feel ready to give EVERFI a try? Or are you 100%, I'm going to use this tomorrow, best tool that I've had, maybe this semester, this week, maybe today. Maybe you went and got a great PD this week as well. So you can drop those numbers in. Again, if you are a 1, I would recommend that you definitely like reach out to us. That K-12 support, their job is to work with teachers and they will not leave your side until you feel comfortable. I'm also going to drop in my email address. I know Anna did. If you would like, you are more than welcome to send me a quick email and we can set up time for me and you just to go through that dashboard, understand a little bit more with that resource. We're here to help. Again, at the beginning of the call, I said we don't just drop off the curriculum at your door and walk away. We really want to make sure that you have everything you need in order to get EverFi into the classroom and use it in the best of your ability. See lots of ones, twos, and maybe a 2, 3. I like it. Maybe you're a 2.5. Okay.
For those who are still on, feel free to drop in the chat if any questions still remain for you. If there's anything that is unclear that we can help clarify for you, we're open to the feedback and would love to take any questions with the few minutes we have remaining.
And if not, can we use? Yes, you can. And the way that you do that is you would go through on your teacher dashboard, and you would hit details and then preview the course. And that would actually allow you to preview the course just like a student does. The one thing I will say is it will not save your progress. So if you want to save your progress through everything so you can, tell the kiddos you got 100% on every single thing and prove it, then what you would want to do is create that class code and then you're able to save it. But underneath the teacher dashboard, you can hit preview and then it will automatically show you and you're able to go through the course pretty quick. Great question. And this is exactly how the students will see the resource as they go through. So everything that you see, they see. The only difference may be in that pre-test and post-test. We have a bank of questions that are asked. And so the bank of questions might be a little bit different for each student. Great question. Any other questions that we can answer? Anything on the teacher dashboard that you'd like to see more of? Just want to highlight again that every single one of those resources are offered to you at no cost. We've got some awesome like health and STEM stuff. So definitely take a look at some of those courses. I don't know if you're looking at middle school or high school, but we do have quite a few additional stuff coming out as well. Okay, perfect. Yeah, our Endeavor course is a great course. You might want to take a look at that one for that health STEM. And then, like I said, we've got a whole lot of different vape, like health and wellness courses. Building and moving STEM careers. This is a brand new course that we have coming out. Did it just come out today, Anna?
I think it was a few days ago, but yeah,
Yes.
just with the teacher dashboard. I would second the Endeavor course, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Economics, financial education for middle school. You're going to want to really highlight Future Smart, Smart Econ. There are some amazing scholarships within this course. So make sure you highlight there. I will say, if you have overachieving students, don't look at the grade level. So if your students are getting the concepts, you can include some of those different ones like Grow, financial planning. I know it says 9 through 12. But if your middle schools are getting those concepts, throw that in there as well. And for the health and STEM classes, those healthcare literacies, feel free to use those as well. Lots of different resources that are available. And tax day was what, yesterday? So maybe you haven't done your taxes yet, maybe you have. But our tax simulation, Understanding Taxes, is completely offered at no cost by Intuit. And they offer an amazing resource that kids, even as low as seventh and eighth grade, can get on and really go through what those taxes and those documents really look like, excuse me. Venture entrepreneurship for the economics and financial literacy course. That's our entrepreneurship course. Teaches kids how to run a business, and they run a food truck business. My favorite is you get to hire and fire people when they don't do their job and stuff. So it's super fun. Definitely take a look at that course as well. With that, Sean, we are 1 minute till our time. So if you have more questions, please reach out to Anna and I. We are more than happy to help and answer any questions you may have about EVERFI, about how to use the course or anything like that. And thank you, Sean, for joining us. And thank you for allowing us to come into your classroom or your home today.